Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jag. I've taken templates. I've taken a paper template and I've also made a cardboard template. If you look at the previous video, underneath the rear valance there is some rot, and I've traced out the pattern onto the steel, and I have to fold 90 degrees along this line, and then it curves slightly, so there's only about 7 or 8 mil fold there and about 15 mil fold downwards. So these are facilities I have to work in. I've got to work in the street. I've just got this heavy weight and a few hammers. I've got all sorts of hammers, but rubber mallets and whatever. I'm just going to try and tap it in very, very carefully. Once I've got the rough shape in, I can probably use a hand weight to clean it up, but this will take a long time. I'm not going to do the whole thing on video because it really is going to take a long time. Just trying to put the basic fold in. It's a bit of a devil, but these are facilities I have to work. It's just crude facilities and basic hand tools. That's it. But nonetheless, if you're patient enough, you can do a decent job. You just have to be bloody patient. Let's have a look. I'm just trying to feel the edge of that line against the edge of the hand weight here. Oh, I call it a hand weight. It's just a lump of steel, really. But there we go. Once you've got the first sort of fold in, it's relatively straightforward. You can't do the whole thing in one go either. You put a little bit of a fold all the way along, then work for a bit more. Because it's going over quite a radius here, that has actually got to shrink. As I bang it over, it will corrugate, and if I'm patient enough, I'll be able to sort of tap it flat and the metal will sort of compact itself. If I had a shrinker machine, a hand shrinker, which I don't have, it would easily sort of shrink those edges. But you can, if you're patient and careful enough and hit it correctly, you can force the material to sort of, it's almost like kneading dough, I suppose. The material shrinks together. It's microscopic, but if it doesn't shrink, that whole area it'll be wrinkled. There we go. There we go, we're getting there. A little bit, going a bit short there. But you get the idea. So there we go, it's almost one full radius. This one's slightly complex because there's a curve here, so that is going to be a lot more difficult. Just go for a smaller radius on the weight. There we go. There we go. You see it's slowly forming. Just need to keep this flat. And any sort of minor adjustments I can just do with I'll do with the hand weight afterwards. There we go. But I'm not sure how long I've been filming, but I'm not looking to, in fact, maybe I can just carry on, do the whole thing. You get the idea. I do have to cut the hole. There is a hole in the material. That's where the rubber grommet for the fuel, the main fuel pipe feed from the fuel tank goes. But there really is no mystery to making body panels. People look at this and think it's really difficult. You know, even working in the street like this with very limited, I don't even know what it is. It's just a lump of steel. It's very heavy and it makes a good weight. It isn't for forming body panels. It's starting to curve that way. I'll be able to correct that afterwards. It's this radius here that's forcing, but never mind. You know, I'll flatten it as we go, because otherwise there might be too much work afterwards. Because this, as I was saying, this needs to shrink together. If I had a shrinking machine, I could shrink that and it would pull that. Yeah, it's because that isn't shrinking. It's making it bow that way, but we'll get there. It's just going to be a lot of faffing about. Realistically, this is going to take about 30 minutes to beat out by hand. I'm not going to film the whole lot. It's simply going to be too long. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop because this is just going to get ridiculously long, but you get the idea. You can see roughly what I'm trying to do. And when I've got a reasonable fit on the car, then I'll cut the hole for the fuel pipe. But I'll do another video shortly and let you see it at a later stage.